First City Focus is supported in part by Duke Energy, powering the lives of its customers and communities. Online at duke-energy.com. Andy Ellerman of First City Wealth, serving Vincennes and surrounding communities to help with investing and planning for your future before and during retirement years. First City Wealth online at firstcitywealth.com. Colonial Assisted Living. Colonial is an assisted living residence promoting independence and dignity for each resident while providing the necessary assistance for daily living. Colonial Assisted Living, 1622 South Hart Street Road in Vincennes, 812-895-1504. And by donations contributed by Vincennes PBS viewers like you. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to First City Focus. I'm your host, Nicole Carey. On this episode, Vincennes University is preparing to host a significant exhibit starting in March. VU's Euchre Library Resource Center was chosen as one of 50 libraries across the country to host the Americans and the Holocaust exhibition. We'll find out what's being planned for the 6 weeks of programming and how you at home can even contribute to the display. A local artist will be featured at the Jasper Arts Center next month in an effort to make a beautiful connection to the daunting threat of ocean pollution. It was truly a night to shine for several area residents as the annual event celebrated inclusiveness and a special opportunity for everyone in attendance. And there are card games aplenty, but there is one that seems to trump the rest in southern Indiana. We'll dig deeper into where the popularity of Euchre came from. Don't go anywhere because we have a full deck right now on First City Focus. We are just weeks away from a national traveling exhibition making its way to Vincennes University. The Americans and the Holocaust exhibit aims to examine the motives, pressures, and fears that shaped Americans' responses to Nazism, war, and genocide in Europe during the 1930s and 40s. Joining me now to give us all the details are Euchre Library's Charlotte Gilbert and Jamie Cox. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So, Americans and the Holocaust. It's a national traveling exhibit. Tell us a little bit about it and what folks can expect when they come see it.
Yes, so it is a traveling exhibition for libraries, and it's made possible by the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum and the American Library Association, and we are one of 50 libraries on the current tour of the exhibit. So you'll find out a lot of information. You'll learn about what Americans knew at this time. Did Americans help Jewish refugees? Why did Americans went to war? And how Americans responded to the Holocaust. Those are all topics that are covered throughout this exhibit.
Okay, very impressive. I know in researching for our interview today, I'm born and raised in Knox County. I was a VU student before I came back to work here at Vincennes University. I've always known the name Euchre Library. But for the man behind the name, I had no idea the direct connection to this time era we're talking about in Germany, the Nuremberg trials. Mm-hmm. Tell us about Judge Euchre's connection to the trials.
Sure. So Judge Euchre was actually not only a judge in the Nuremberg trials, but he was a trustee of the university, as well as when he got his education, it was the Gimbel family, a Jewish family here in the community, that paid for his education. He was also reputed to be one of the members of the community that actually helped to shape Vincennes University into what we come to know it now.
Yeah. So how does it feel, Jamie, like knowing that we've got this connection with the library's namesake and be able to bring this exhibit here to town?
I mean, it's kind of amazing because most people don't know nowadays what Judge Euchre did for our community and how he also served our country. So being able to bring this exhibit not only shares light on what Americans did across our country, but also what Americans did here in our county and in our town.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as you said, Euchre Library is one of 50 libraries across the country in this round being able to host the exhibit. What went into the application process to be awarded this opportunity?
Several things, one of which is we actually just reached out to so many schools and community members asking for their support and getting support letters that just help to address the need that we have here. And part of it was just, to me, it was very impassioned request to have it not only based on our communication of what reasoning we had behind that with Judge Shake, but also when I had taught a class and asked them if any of the students knew what the Nuremberg trials are. It was about a class of 40 and only one student actually even knew. So it really spoke resoundingly to the fact that we needed to have this kind of education come to our community.
Okay, and coming it is.
And coming it is.
So what are the dates that the public can come view this exhibit?
March 17th to April 28th, and everything that we are doing here is free to the public. I wanted to make sure. So if you do have a larger group, we do ask that you schedule a tour if you're wanting a tour, but you can come in and view the exhibit anytime without anyone giving a tour.
Okay, and I know as part of the exhibit, we are getting some interaction with the community. They can contribute to what is called the Butterfly Project. Explain what that is, Jamie.
The Butterfly Project was started by a Holocaust museum in Texas, where they want to create a butterfly that represents every child that died in the Holocaust, which would be
around 1.5 million children perished.
So obviously we're not going to be able to create 1.5 million butterflies, but we are encouraging the public to help interact with the exhibit while it's here by creating their own butterflies, and they can send them to us if they want. They can drop them off at the library, or they can even create butterflies for their own businesses, their own homes, their own classes, their own schools. And if they send us pictures of their own butterfly exhibits and displays, we'll definitely make sure those are featured on our website and our social media pages.
Right.
Okay, yes.
We also have, it's actually associated with the butterfly poem, which is listed on our website. And if anyone would like to have that printed off and sent to them, then we could be happy to send it to them, as well as maybe a QR code or something explaining that the exhibit is here. So we try to associate the two so that it raises more awareness.
Yeah. And how great would it be that our community would be flooded with beautiful butterflies all around our area to tie into the time when the exhibit is here. Hopefully we can definitely encourage that to happen. And I know then to celebrate and kick off the opening of the exhibit, we have an opening reception being planned. If folks come out to the opening reception, what can they expect?
Sure, we have a welcoming by the Vincennes University administrators. Our provost will be there, as well as our president. And then, of course, the exhibit will already be set up, as well as the associated exhibits that we have placed. And in fact, one of the things that I thought to mention was that with our partnership with Trent Andrews in the Candles Museum, we will actually have an interactive avatar of Euchre, one of the survivors of Auschwitz, and so you can talk to her.
Very nice. Yeah, that will be very neat to see and to participate with. And then yes, Trent Andrews is coming as a keynote speaker then on March 27th. He's going to tell the story of Euchre. Okay. And then some of the other events you've got planned include a panel discussion on April 1st. What can folks expect from that interaction?
Yeah, so the panel discussion will have experts or historians from the state of Indiana, as well as here in Knox County. And they will talk about what it was like for people during that time here in Indiana. The exhibit is about Americans in the Holocaust, and that includes us here in Knox County and in Vincennes as Indiana. So what they experienced, what did they know? How did they experience this time period?
Yeah, it's so important to, I think, remind folks of what it was like back then, because you get far enough removed and there are things that are forgotten and lost. So I think this is really great.
Yeah, you see it as a global event, but this will bring it back home to what was it like here for us.
Yeah. On April 8th, we're going to tie in more of our senses for a beautiful musical recital by Kyle Forehand. I know we're going to help record that for folks who can't attend in person, but what a treat this is going to be, this performance. Tell us about Kyle.
Well, Kyle has earned his PhD from Indiana University in musicology, and he has actually found this to be a lifelong pursuit for him, and it's actually from a little bit of a different perspective. His grandfather was actually a Nazi, and so he felt that he needed to honor the things that had happened and to the Jews, and you know, the response to his family, which was, you know, they always kept it kind of quiet, and he wanted to find a way to sort of make repents, if you will, for the things that his own family has done. And so it's very much a passion of his. I'm very much looking forward to that particular event.
Absolutely. And like I mentioned, we're going to record that so you can post it, but you're also trying to record all the programming that you're providing in case teachers, classrooms, students, folks of the community can't make it. They can go to the website.
Yes, check our YouTube channel out. We plan to put all of them up there.
Okay. And I know, kind of rounding out, like I said, it's an impressive list. There's a book talk on April 10th. What's that going to be focused on?
The book is called Dwight Eisenhower and the Holocaust, and that's by Jason Lancer. And so he'll be discussing his book, which will also cover just yet another aspect of Americans and the Holocaust.
Yeah. And then, of course, teacher resources are available on your website. It's a great opportunity for teachers to be able to tie into their classroom a lot of different learning lessons on a lot of different grade levels as well.
Yes, we encourage teachers to bring their classes for a field trip to see the exhibit. There's also going to be, we have all those teacher resources listed online that are from the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum. It covers a wide range of grades and age ranges. So to be able to not only tie in the experience of viewing the exhibit, but also into their own curriculum.
And then, of course, anybody out in the community, you've got a great list of books recommended to help kind of boost your own learning and information on the topics.
Yeah, we have recommended books, children's books, graphic novels, basically a book for every topic.
Yeah. What a great feat it is bringing this exhibit here for our community to get to take part in. What do you hope people take away after being able to come through the exhibit, take part of some of the programming that you're making available? What do you hope their takeaway is?
You know, this entire experience from the beginning, I have learned so much. So even if they just come away with some small semblance of, you know, what things were like, then to reflect on that and to kind of see the decision making and where we were during that time, and just learn from it, because we don't want to repeat same mistakes.
Right.
So let's aim to just learn, always learn.
That's right. Education prevents, hopefully, repeating of horrible past mistakes.
We hope so.
Yeah. All right. Well, we look forward to the exhibit coming, and I know we're going to help spread more awareness about it as well. And we wish you all the best.
All right.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And you can find all the resources that we mentioned that Shake Library has made available to the public by going through a link posted on our website, vincenneспbs.org. Well, plastic waste is one of the biggest threats to our oceans, but one local artist is using digital art to make sure that threat is impossible to ignore. News director Dave Foster, along with photojournalists Dave Novak, Tessa Haig, and Amy Norton, take us inside the Portrait of the Sea.
Fernando Lozano is a local artist and activist whose latest exhibit, Portrait of the Sea, explores the environmental impact of ocean pollution. His work highlights the vast amount of plastic waste accumulating in the world's oceans and the long-term consequences of human actions.
Yeah, no, I do art, and I'm an activist, and I do a lot of other things. And art, I think, is basically pretty much over the years a way of seeing different points of view, different things, really generating a conscience of events that sometimes we miss, and basically kind of putting a light into it, right?
This project was 10 years in the making and is a multi-sensory experience, blending visual art, music, and digital elements to immerse viewers in the issue.
This thing will never be destroyed. It will become tiny, 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 but it will never disappear, right? And that to me was like, wait a minute. That is amazing that this thing that we created is never going to be disintegrated.
The centerpiece of Portrait of the Sea is a large-scale digital installation capturing the movement of ocean currents and floating plastic debris. Lozano wanted to not only find a way to show the damage being done, but also the delicate balance between beauty and destruction. So he created a screen to project a video surrounded by the harmful plastic.
The reflection, I mean, you can see that. The reflection on the plastic is sparkling, right? It's beautiful, but at the same time, it is, in a way, I want to say, it's beautiful when you see it, but don't be aware of it. It's dangerous.
As we said, music will also be a big part of this exhibit. Lozano partnered with Indiana University's music department to compose an original soundtrack enhancing the experience. Lozano says his goal was to bring the ocean into the gallery.
I called my friend Javier Leon, the professor over there, and he put me in contact with a great composer, Laura Pacheco, and she has created a piece that I have to say that the moment that she sent me, and I listened to it, I cry. I mean, I tend to cry a lot anyway, right? I'm a very sensitive person.
We will have to wait until the show in March in Jasper to hear the new composition, as Fernando does not want to release the emotional piece of music just yet. The project is deeply personal for Fernando, who has long used his art to address social and environmental issues. He says the music, the visuals, even the materials he uses, all contribute to the feeling he has and wants to convey to others.
I've been talking about war. I've been talking about discrimination. I've been talking about conflicts with coal mine. All my art is about that, the conflicts. And sometimes, I said to a lot of people, it's not that you need to agree with me. It's that you are aware of the problem.
Fernando's hope is that Portrait of the Sea will not just be an art exhibit, but a conversation starter about our responsibility to the planet. For photojournalist Dave Novak, Tessa Haig, and Amy Norton, I'm Dave Foster for First City Focus.
The art exhibit will be on display at the Jasper Arts Center beginning on March 6th. We plan on attending the opening reception, and we'll share an update on the exhibit in the coming weeks. On a special night each year, a large group of volunteers band together to make a night to remember for many remarkable people from within our community. Come along as Allison Bowers, Tessa Haig, and Amy Norton shine a light on A Night to Shine.
A Night to Shine is an event started by the Tim Tebow Foundation. It is an international event celebrated worldwide. Our local community is lucky enough to be one of the host sites.
It is a prom for all special needs, so they can feel special for the night. It was started about 11 years ago, and it's directed just for them so they can have fun. It also gives the caregivers a night off or a couple hours off where they're not worried about their kids.
They've been talking about it for like a few weeks now.
They're always so excited.
Yeah. They got ready like 3 hours early.
Yes.
She's really excited to get to be socializing with some of her friends and get to dance and have a good time.
She doesn't get out a whole lot. This is something she looks forward to every year.
Their hair, their makeup, and all that stuff, get their crowns and tiaras and their buddies, and then they go over to Highland Woods.
The kings and queens get to arrive to the dance in style, taking either party buses or limousines.
So when they come in, they walk in on the red carpet. We announce their name, we celebrate who they are. They go to get their picture taken, their prom picture, and then they can have a seat and they can play games or they can get snacks. 6 o'clock the meal will start. They'll eat their meal, they'll go to the photo booth, take fun photos with their friends, and then just celebrate the night and dance the night away.
This event is made possible through countless volunteer hours and resources.
So it normally takes, we pair up buddies one-on-one with the kings and queens, so we have 150 buddies, and then it takes about 100 volunteers in the background to actually make everything happen. On paper, it's a $48,000 event, and we can get it down to about $10,000 or $12,000. So yeah, the community rallies around us. There's a lot of donations of money and their time and their talents.
And what an amazing night it was. One of the kings and queens even got engaged, and she was beaming with pride when she showed me her ring.
Wow, yeah!
Others had their own very favorite parts of the night.
The dancing, and then talking to people, being friends with people, yeah.
The meatloaf was amazing.
Organizers say they are so happy with how this year's event turned out, but they are already thinking about how to make next year's even better.
As soon as we finish this night, we will start planning for next year.
Okay. This night was truly special for everyone who attended.
Our very first year we planned it, we thought we're going to go in there and we're just going to bless these kings and queens, and it totally reversed on us. It was us that was blessed.
For photojournalists Tessa Haig and Amy Norton, I'm Allison Bowers.
What a great event to take part in. If you would like to contribute to or get involved in next year's event, just follow a link posted on our website. Well, a favorite pastime for many families involves playing cards. And if you ask any family, they might list off different games they like to play, but it seems one game always trumps the others on the list. Tessa Haig explores the love of euchre now in our latest Did You Know?
Did you know why Hoosiers love the card game euchre? Whether it's played around the kitchen table or in your high school gym class, euchre is a true Hoosier pastime. But the real question is, why does it seem like Hoosiers are the only ones who are obsessed with this game? The birthplace of euchre is a bit of a mystery, but historians point to an Alsatian card game called Euchre or Jack's game. Alsace is a region in France, straddling the French-German border. The people there speak Alsatian. Think German with a French twist. Euchrespiel's pronunciation sounds a lot like euchre, since the German J sounds like an American Y. This is what points historians to link the two games, along with their somewhat similar rules. As the game made its way to America, it was initially spelled euchre before it eventually evolved into its modern spelling. But why did we change the spelling? That's also kind of a mystery, but game historian David Parley thinks it has something to do with the Catholic Church. The word euchre sounds a lot like Eucharist, which is the Holy Communion in the Catholic Church. So it is thought that when Catholics heard the name of the game, they just assumed it was spelled like Eucharist. Though we can't say for certain that this is the reason for the name shift, it does make an interesting connection between religion and language. How come this beloved game settled in Indiana? This is tied to the Great Migration in the 1800s. In Germany and France, where the game supposedly originated, many farmers fled their home country because of industrialization. They sought to find somewhere they could feel safe and continue farming. The Midwest happened to be the perfect place. It had fertile farmland and had plenty of space to settle. So many Germans and their traditions came to Indiana. Since then, the game has been passed down for generations. Today, euchre is more than just a game here. It's practically a way of life. So much so that when family from out of state visits, they're often left scratching their heads at the rules. Let's face it, euchre is as much a part of Indiana as Hoosier hospitality itself. Thanks for learning more with Vincennes PBS.
I don't know about you, but in my family, my grandma Doris always said that if you want to win, you better pick your euchre partner carefully. And now for our final focus. Another annual event that is a favorite this time of year for families is the Family Valentine's Dance, hosted by the Vincennes Parks Department and our sister station, the Blazer 91.1 WVUB. Vincennes PBS joined in the fun this year as well. Here's a look at all the fun that was had. And that's all for this edition of First City Focus. Remember to go online and subscribe to our Vincennes PBS YouTube channel, as well as like and share our great videos there. That way you won't miss out when we release the videos online first. For everyone here at Vincennes PBS, I'm Nicole Carey. We'll see you again next week.
First City Focus is supported in part by Duke Energy, powering the lives of its customers and communities, online at duke-energy.com. Andy Ellerman of First City Wealth, serving Vincennes and surrounding communities to help with investing and planning for your future, before and during retirement years. First City Wealth online at firstcitywealth.com. Colonial Assisted Living. Colonial is an assisted living residence promoting independence and dignity for each resident while providing the necessary assistance for daily living. Colonial Assisted Living, 1622 South Hart Street Road in Vincennes, 812-895-1504. And by donations contributed by Vincennes PBS viewers like you. Thank you.